things, like mounting your horse. So I'm going to step up here on the mounting block. And the first thing that I do is just flex her a little bit over here and let her know to keep her feet still. See how she gives real nice to the pressure? That's what we're looking for. We want our horses to give to pressure and not pull out. So when I go to get on, I'm just going to hold her head over just a tad, just like that. Step up. And then I stirrup. Swing over. You notice I still am holding her head over. See how she flexed herself there? That's a beautiful thing. Because when I first get on a horse, I always flex him before I get him on, just like I did just a minute ago. And then after I get on, I do some more flexing. Why? So that they know to stand still. If I don't go through this exercise with them, then they'll want to just walk off. And it's very important that they know how to stand still. See how nice and soft she is? Okay, so now I'm going to ask her to move on. To my hip, wait for her to give. If I have to, I might have to come across my body, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to ask her to disengage her hindquarters. I'm going to put my leg back and ask her those hind legs to cross over. Take my leg off and wait for her to stop and soften. That's called disengaging to a stop. It's very important that your horse disengages to a stop, because if you're on a trail ride and she goes to spook and you do a one-rein stop and you say, hey, you need to look at this, they say, oh no, I'm telling you, something's in those woods, it's going to get me. Then you say, hey, if you're that worried, I'm going to put my leg back, disengage your hindquarters, take my leg off, and disengage you to a stop. Because any time your horse's legs are crossing over, they can't buck, bolt, or rear. So that's why we want to make sure that our horse is nice and soft for that. So I'm going to ask her to walk on here. Okay? So I'm going to do a couple exercises. I'm going to do disengaging to a walk. So I'm just going to slide, look at her hindquarters, put my foot back, disengage, drop my rein, ask her to keep going. And I'm going to disengage her this way so that you can understand what I'm talking about. See how she just crosses over those hindquarters, just as nice and pretty as you please. So that's disengaging. Now we're going to do on together, off together. On together, off together is to teach our horse to bend at the rib cage. So now my foot comes at her rib cage, and I'm asking her to give her nose over. As soon as she does, I'm going to come to my knee. On together, off together. On together, off together. On together. So my leg and rein are coming on at the same time and off at the same time to teach her to bend around my leg. Now I'm going to do it this way. On together, off together. On together, off together. On together, off together. On together, off together. There we go. Great job. Good girl. Okay, so I'm going to ask her to trot on. It's real simple. I'm just going to squeeze her and ask her to trot, please. There we go. Got a big trot, so I hope you know how to post. A little bit of post doesn't hurt. So I'm going to shut her down here. I'm going to sit. Ask for her to do a vertical. Waiting. And hey, put your head down, drop at the pole. There it is. Okay, right then when I'm doing a circling exercise, whenever I steer her back into the circle, my leg comes on at her rib cage to let her know to bend at the rib cage. So I'm going to do it again so you can see it. So I'm going to ask her to trot on. And my leg's at her rib cage. Notice I'm just coming down on my rein just a little bit. Rib cage, bend around my leg. There it is. Bend around my leg. Bend. Good. Bend a little too much that time. So I'm going to bend her this way. I'm going to slide. Bend. Lights on. Bend. Good. Very nice. ride with 2 hands, whatever you prefer. Direct rein. She's got a little bit of a neck rein. Just give her a door to go through. Just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to shut her down. So I'm going to count 1, 2. I'm going to sit deep in my saddle and do a 1 rein stop and ask her to stop her feet and soften. Very nice. Good girl. All right, and then we'll bring your other horse out and work with it and show you what how she's doing. All right? We'll see you soon.